Hello and welcome back to Bannerlord and our playthrough in the middle of Sturgian territory. And this is where we're actually going to be fighting someone that I did not want to fight. Yeah, this guy literally just ambushed me basically, and for some reason he was a little bit faster and managed to get us into an encounter. Now, I think someone has asked in the comments, what is the number in the brackets here? Okay, so I have explained this before, but obviously if you're just coming in at this point, then it's wholeheartedly understandable you don't know. Anyway, this is combat strength. That is basically what that is. So for example, this guy right now, he technically has a combat strength of 898, but he is not yet joined by any of the vassals in his army, or at the very least, if it's not his army, then he hasn't joined the main group or the main force of lords that make up that army with that amount of combat strength. So in actuality, he actually has a combat strength of about 140, probably 150 or something like that. So, without further ado, let's head in and see what we can do here, because I won't be able to run, which is obviously not great, but you know, I'm gonna try my very best here because we do have a lot of throwing weapons. And how many archers do I have? Not as many as I thought, not as many as I wanted really. And that's also something that I am going to attempt to do. I'm going to attempt to recruit more of my own units, because as it stands right now, I have very few of my own custom units, and I personally don't really like that. So we're going to see what we can do about that. Hopefully I'm going to be able to rectify that situation. And there's a lot of enemies coming in here. This is not good. This is not good. Let's just eliminate the Imperial Cataphracts as much as I can. Ooh, look at that. Nice hit. Let's get that guy dead. Thank you. And I don't know whether... Yeah, you know what? I'm going to charge my infantry. I was actually in two minds about charging them or not, because on the one hand, I think it's a good idea to charge them, but on the other hand, well, they're charging into some relatively high-tier cavalry, and I don't really want to do that, but I think we're going to have to if we want to actually win this. Yes, I'm trying to eliminate the higher-tier units here, but it's very difficult when they are in such a tightly packed formation. But yeah, unfortunately... there you go. I have no more throwing weapons, so I will now have to get into the fray very significantly here, and I'm a bit worried about that. And oh yes, also, I should mention this. If you have not seen and not been looking at the comments section of the past couple of episodes, and you are someone that very much wants to play My Little Warband, play with the mod My Little Warband, then apparently the mod is being hosted on the Eagle Rising Discord. So if you want to take a look at that, so if you go to the mod page for Eagle Rising, you should be able to join the Discord from there, and then you can probably find a download link for My Little Warband. Apparently there was something to do with the creator's code being stolen, without his permission basically. And that was obviously, that's a no-go. You know, you don't do that. You know, that's not a good thing to do. So obviously, yeah, he just had enough. He just had enough of it, and he's gone. So I don't know whether he's given permission for the Eagle Rising people to do this. I would assume he has, but maybe he just didn't want to deal with it anymore. So that is a very sad thing indeed, because this mod creator's mods very specifically were some of the best. And I mean, My Little Warband itself, by itself, is probably one of the best, if not the best. I'm going to say top 5, top 10, top 5 mods that you can play with in this game. And obviously, I'm even considering, you know, Chaos's tweaks in that as well, because Chaos's Tweaks obviously is fantastic. I very much enjoy that particular mod. But to be able to create your very own customizable troop tree, that is second to none. Having that kind of customizability is just amazing. And it's really, really sad that something like that had to happen to a member of the modding community that is just so incredibly passionate. So passionate that they had multiple mods available. Not just one, but multiple mods available. And now none of them are, which is sad. But as I say, if you go to the Eagle Rising Discord, you'll probably find it there. I am not a member there, so I wouldn't know, but that is what I've heard in the comments section. I thought I'd just pass that information on. So if you do want to download My Little Warband, then that is where you're probably going to get it. But again, I don't know whether they have permission from the mod creator, so I mean, I can only assume that they do, otherwise, you know, there you go. Anyway, I'm going to be executing this guy, and I also want to mention something as well. I have downloaded a new mod. This was recommended by someone recently, and personally, I think it's actually going to be really, really nice. It is the LOOTLORD mod. And basically what that does is when you execute a lord, you get his stuff. Yeah, you get his stuff. So I'm very much looking forward to that. Sea Raiders are gaining strength. Very nice indeed to see that as well. I'm going to be increasing my engineering skill and my intelligence even further. And I think that is that. Okay, there we are. Okay, fantastic. So now let us execute this guy. Boom. And there you go. We got all of his stuff, which is really, really nice. And I'm actually wondering if... What, his stuff isn't even good? Really? Did I not pick up his gear? I mean... Huh. It didn't give me an error or anything, right? I mean, it said that I had picked up all of that stuff, but apparently... maybe not. Anyway, yeah, thank you for drawing attention to the huge amount of wrought iron and stuff that I have here. I was actually thinking that I might like to keep that, but I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. The main thing is the grain here. That's the main thing that's actually causing me to be overweight, because if you see this, just see how much I have, right? So let's just say that I buy absolutely every single thing that they have here. You see how much weight I have right now? It's not actually the wrought iron or the crude iron that is causing me problems. You can see here, look at this. If I sell all of it, boom, and boom, it literally loses me 600 weight. That's it. That's really not that big a deal in my opinion. That is very, very minuscule in its change. In comparison to... the grain. The grain is the main problem here. So for example, look at that. Boom. I reduced my grain and all of a sudden I now have 7,000, which is absolutely insane. Super, super nice. And yeah, that was the main problem, unfortunately. So yeah, thankfully I have now sorted that out a little bit. I do need to get some new horses, by the way, so that is definitely something that I also need to do. So let me actually just buy a couple of those. Let's buy some of these too, while I have the ability to do so. And now we're just going to do a couple of scams and things like that. Now, I have figured out, or at the very least, some people did let me know that to decrease the security of a town and the loyalty of a town, you need to attack the villages with the Forbury mod. So how do you do that, you ask? Well, you need villainy points, okay? Yeah, you need villainy points. So this is obviously going to be a little bit grindy, a little bit difficult to do, but if you have a lot of prisoners, you should be able to go to a nearby hideout and then donate those prisoners for villainy points, which is definitely going to be something that I will be doing after this if I don't run into my the fence right there. No! Don't run up the hill, sir. That was a bad idea. There we are. Not too bad. All right. I mean, not too bad, he says, as he almost dies. Literally, almost dies fighting those fellows. Anyway, there we go. Nice, not too bad. I'm going to go for the grand heist. Actually, you know what? I can't do that right now. Yeah, I can't do that right now. I'm way too injured for me to even consider doing that. So I'm actually just going to go in here, recruit some troops, because, I mean, these guys hate me, so I'm not going to be getting any recruits from them anyway, but the gang leader does like me quite a bit, so I should be able to at least get a little bit from there. I need to be very careful as well, by the way. I need to be very, very careful of any of these lords in the area. They are going to relish the opportunity to attack me, so I will be very, very careful at this point. Very, very careful. Okay, here we go. Nice. I was about to think to myself for a second there that maybe I was not being careful enough, because I just saw myself getting attacked by some insanely large vassal army or something like that. But no, thankfully that is not the case. Okay, let me see here. A morale boost increase? No. Cost of reveal your good fortune is halved. No, I'm just going to go for more smugglers, in my opinion. Let's just go for some more smugglers. There we go. And I can't recruit any troops or anything like that. Okay, so that's absolutely fine. Now I just need to be very careful. No, don't get attacked. Okay, might have some problems here. No, I think I'm faster. I think... Oh no. How did they catch up? She's willing. She's willing to do us a deal here. She wants everything. Are you serious? Are you actually serious right now? Oh, that is really, really bad. Okay, I'm gonna have to try and get away. Thankfully, I do have 208 tactic skill. So I'm going to have to go away from this. Unfortunately, I am losing a huge amount of stuff. But that is, in my opinion, worth it to survive this particular situation. Thankfully, I am now moving quite quickly. Can I please move a little bit faster? Thank you. Whew. Okay, that was much more costly than I anticipated, and obviously I really did not think that was going to happen, but okay, apparently it did. Anyway, we're just going to try and get some villainy from this. There we go. We now have 26 villainy, which is actually quite nice. And I am wondering what I should do now. Should I get some more people? Probably should get some more people, even though they are Sea Raiders, and they're definitely not something that I want to use primarily. This is going to have to do for the moment, just to reinforce my army for now. And then I will hopefully be able to go around the various areas here, the villages and the towns and so on, and just recruit some of my custom units in the meantime too, because that is very, very important. Ah, Varcheg. Okay. Seems like something's going on here. What is actually going on here? This is kind of weird. Anyway, scam, let's do it. Scam was a success. I could do force tribute, but I'm actually going to do the grand heist right now. And I'm good. I should be able to win this without too many difficulties. And then... I mean, I don't really want a rebellion to begin here. Do I? Do I actually want a rebellion to begin here? Because we could, we could potentially do it. Because look at the loyalty right now. The loyalty is underneath 45, so we should be able to do it. But I don't know. Maybe it's not going to be a good idea. Maybe it won't. I am not entirely sure. Okay, so I'm just going to get off my mount real quick, and then we're going to do some damage. Oh no, no damage done. No damage done once again. Okay, that was surprising, very, very surprising. I thought to myself, okay, we're going to get run over right here. We're going to get absolutely massacred, but thankfully, no, we didn't, surprisingly enough. All right, so there you go. Now we can do a, we can arrange a plot. You spend 10 points to scheme a plot. Yes, indeed. Let us try to do that. Okay, this is going to be amusing, because obviously this is technically a Northern Empire town, And I mean, obviously this is a Sturgian town originally, but it is now a Northern Empire town. So what is actually going to happen if I just leave it? I mean, it will probably turn back, right? It will probably turn back to Sturgian at some point, or Batanian, potentially, if the Northern Empire is at war against them. But I don't know that at the moment. There we go. Let's kill this guy as well if I can. No, let me just. Are you serious, sir? I am going to murder you now. Yes, there we go. These guys are literally fighting with fists. They're bare knuckle boxing in the streets right here. That's crazy. Okay, well there you go. They actually were able to achieve victory, probably due to my interference, of course, but still, they actually proved to be very, very resilient, shall we say. Okay, so there you go. Look at that. Their loyalty is literally at 0 now, which is super nice. And I'm going to go over here to these looters real fast and just attack them very, very quickly. Yep, there we go. Oh, they're just giving up straight away. Thank you. That is perfect. And we're going to go in against these guys as well. Thankfully, I am moving pretty quickly. There we go. Let's get these guys too. There we are, and let's try and fight these guys. No, that's too close. That's too close to the Batanians. I want to be very, very careful at this point, because me getting away, that was just super lucky, to be honest. Me getting away from that particular fight that you know, where they caught up with us, that was very, very luck-based in comparison to what you would expect. You know, at this point in the game, I mean, we're not even in the late game at the moment anyway, but generally at this point in the game, you might be able to tackle an actual vassal, but for me at the moment, yeah, good luck on that. That's very unlikely, unfortunately. I don't know really why that is, but I think it's generally because I am indeed playing. It's pretty difficult, you know. It's a pretty difficult way of playing, because I am having to deal with the fact that I don't have any tier 5 units. Gained 7 points from those prisoners as well. And look at that! Rebels in Varcheg! Yeah, there we go. That's what I like to see. Alright, very nice and tidy right there with our little rebellion going on. And what's actually going on here now? The loyalty is perfectly fine, but this is owned by a Batanian. But it is also a rebellion owner, shall we say. I mean, generally, this was a rebellion originally, and then the rebel faction decided to join the Batanians, which I have to say is a bit weird. But does that matter? I don't know. Does that really matter? I don't think it does. Anyway, let's just sell this, sell all of that. And I might actually start selling all of my weapons now as well, because I have a lot of smithing materials and things like that, so I don't really need that stuff. And there's an army right there. I'm actually wanting to get by to go to Balgard. There is actually a vassal here that I might want to attack. Yes, I'm literally just going to attack them straight up, just with an auto-resolve. And we are... wow, that's a lot of experience right there. That is a super, super nice amount of experience. And we are also going to be executing him. Bear that in mind. Execution. Boom. And look at that. We're going to be getting all of this stuff. So that's really, really nice. And now what I can do is we can go over here. We can make a villainy deal. And put all the prisoners in there. And there you go. We gained 10 points from that. 10 points. Yeah. That's enough to start another scheme if we want to. You know, to start start a plot, shall we say. Start a plot. Maybe the plot is the way that we want to do things. And that's actually what I'm going to try to do at Balgard here. Oh, I can't do that. Yeah, I can't do that. We're going to need to do something else. So let's try a scam. And we'll do... yeah, I guess we will do a notable extortion, even though notable extortion is possibly not the best use of my time at the moment. But Vashorki is right here. I'm literally going to try and attack him. Actually, Yeah, no. I will try to attack him. I was actually thinking to myself, maybe I would try to persuade him to join us or whatever, but I then realized that we don't have a faction, so that doesn't really help us, does it? No, that doesn't really help us at all. Okay, so let's do this. Where are we? Where is this? Where are the enemies? Oh, they're all the way over there. Okay. We seem to be in a village. Yes, we seem to be nearby a village, but this is very uncomfortable for a variety of reasons. And the most popular reason that I can think of right now is the fact that we have very little fighting space. And with 107 infantry, this is going to be a huge pain. But I suppose we're going to have to deal with it. It is the challenge. It is the challenge. I mean, they do have quite a few infantry themselves, so I suppose they are in the same boat. Let me see if I can get a snipe. Nice. Yeah, of course. The one where I'm literally being able to see them and everything, of course I missed that. Perfect. You know what? I'm actually going to charge all of our forces in, and we're just going to put the archers up here. I'm going to just charge everyone in, be super hyper aggressive here, as I think that is probably going to give us the overall chance of victory on a much higher scale, because the enemy, I don't know whether you can notice, is not really prepared. They're kind of in a bit of a weird position at the moment, and generally they have a lot of recruits as well, as you can quite clearly see. So these guys are outnumbered, outgunned, and generally are not going to be able to defend themselves that easily. Which is perfect for us. And wait a minute, hello there. Is that you, Vashorki? No, that's actually just a Sturgian horse raider. I was actually hoping that I could maybe murder him, because he is going to be quite difficult for our forces to deal with. Or maybe not, because it seems like we are just running them down right now, which is perfect. Oh, I murdered one of my own guys. I'm so sorry. No, never mind. He only got he only got knocked unconscious, which is not really that big a deal, I suppose. Anyway, we're just going to speed things up here real quick. I think Vashorki is the only one alive. Yes, indeed, it was him. And there we have it. Okay, that is a nice victory for us. And we're going to be able to take him prisoner and level up even more of our troops, which is exactly what we want. Very nice. Okay, so we are going to execute him. We are going to execute him. I think that is kind of what we have decided to do now, where we're just going to execute and cause as much, discord as possible in the area. And generally executing is also going to give us some relatively nice gear from him too. If it actually gives us that. Did it? It doesn't actually seem to be working. The mod. It doesn't actually seem to be working. So I did see that there are some comments on the download page for LOOTLORD. And it seems to me like it might not be working. Oh, no. It is working, but for some reason I couldn't see it. Okay, that's a little bit weird. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that. Okay, so apparently it is working. But some people said on the download page that it wasn't, so apparently it is. I mean, it seems to be, because I just equipped the new gear, so that's nice. Anyway, oh, this is Ragnvad himself. He wants to fight us. Okay, that's actually a really, really big mistake on his part. I'm actually going to just try and avoid him for the moment. I mean, I could quite easily take him on. Do we want to take him on? Because I'm going to execute him, you know? I'm going to execute him if we do actually get into a battle with him. But I kind of think that I don't really want to do that at the moment. I kind of want to do something else like the Grand Heist. Let's do that. I'm not going to have any people helping me, apart from the default amount of people. And I'm just going to throw a bunch of throwing knives here. I'm just going to randomly throw them. Not going to go for headshots at the moment. I basically just want to weaken them up as much as possible. And then we are going to get off our mount and take care of business personally. Let's do this. Nice headshot to finish things off. Very nicely done. Okay, yeah, so those are obviously the kinds of situations where I really just cannot beat them in melee, and I have to do a little bit of, you know, a little bit of jiggery-pokery here and there. Anyway, so I am almost at the point where I will be able to use my villainy points to be able to poison the well or do something along those lines to damage the loyalty and or security of a particular town. That is the main reason why I'm doing a lot of the Forbury activities, because generally that they are the best way to gain villainy points, with the exception of gaining prisoners, of course, and we have been gaining quite a few prisoners, I gotta say. I feel like the amount of prisoners we're getting is pretty good. I'm gonna actually attack these looters. There we go. And we're gonna increase Sea Raider strength as a result of this action as well. Oh no, actually no, never mind, not Sea Raider strength, but Mountain Bandit strength, hilariously enough. And we're going to go in here, make a villainy deal once again, because obviously every single time the day ticks over, as far as I'm aware, we are also losing villainy points due to the presence that we have in Omor. So that might be something that I want to deal with too. But if I stop doing that, if I stop providing villainy points to our Enforcer and to our various other NPCs in Omor, then we are probably going to see a decrease in the amount of profit that we make, which is obviously a bit of a problem. So anyway, let's see if I can maybe defeat this guy. I think it's going to be pretty easy. I mean, yeah, auto resolve, super simple. We took no casualties whatsoever, and we are now in possession of this guy, and he is actually a part of Olek's clan. Well, I don't really care, because we're just going to execute him. There we go. Fantastic. Alright, so now let's see. This is a much better piece of braces and weapon and things like that. That's always good. And oh, Yana is here as well as Vidar. Okay, Yana isn't she a Khuzait usually? No, apparently not. Okay, that's actually interesting. I thought she was usually Khuzait, but okay, apparently not. That is, that's a bit weird. I actually thought that she was part of the Khuzait. You know what? I'm kind of weirded out by that, so I'm just gonna take a quick look at the Khuzait, and I'm gonna see who it is that we married in a previous series, because I vividly remember that we married someone within the Khuzait, and I thought it was Yana, but maybe they've changed it. Maybe they've changed it so that particular. It might have been Abagai, actually. It might have been Abagai. I mean, she has good stats, as you can quite clearly see. And, oh, look at that. There's actually an icon for pregnancy now as well. So you can see that she's actually pregnant. That's pretty cool. I like that. But yeah, okay, yeah. So it might have been Abagai, actually. But I seem to remember that Yana was a part of the Khuzait. But apparently not. So maybe I'm probably mistaken in some way or another. Okay, well, whatever the case, I'm going to go to Safna right now. We're going to go to our camp, and how many villainy points do I have at the moment? There we go. Okay, I have 34. So let's poison the water. Let's do that. Boom. Your sabotage was a success. The settlement is now weakened. Okay, that's pretty cool. Okay, so what does that actually do? Oh, it reduces the amount of soldiers in the oh my. I know. Okay, I've already gushed a huge amount about the Forbury mod. but I really cannot praise it enough. I mean, literally, it's providing exactly the kind of gameplay that I have been asking for years. And, well, I mean, to be fair, Viking Conquest from Warband, that actually did do something similar, and Brittenwalder, obviously same developers that made Viking Conquest made Brittenwalder. So those two mods from Warband, they have done a fantastic job of emulating this kind of thing where you can poison the water, and you can try to, you know, try to damage the garrison as much as you possibly can. And while it did work a little bit, it was still not quite there. But this is doing exactly what you want it to do. It's absolutely amazing. It really is. Okay, I'm actually thinking I will besiege the town now. I'm gonna besiege the town, and we're gonna see what we can do here. I'm really, really excited about this, actually, and I would very much like to achieve something here. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna build these. I'm gonna build a whole bunch of trebuchets too, because I want to try and increase my engineering skill, if I can. And the more that I build things, the more engineering skill I'm going to get. So that's the reason why I'm doing that. I don't really care if my trebuchet gets destroyed, by the way. I basically just want to get it built. That's pretty much all I want to do there. And... oh, I'm taking... so many bombardment casualties right there. Okay, yeah. We're probably going to have to go in just a second. And we have 2 engineering perks. Okay, what's this? Non-range siege engine build speed increased by 10%. But you also have increased equipped shield hit points, which is actually something nice. I'm not using a crossbow right now, so I'm actually going to be taking the shield hit points. And range siege engines are 25% less likely to be hit while bombarding settlements. That's actually also amazing, because it also gives you the prisoner escape chance, but you do have to be a governor for that, which is obviously not going to work then. Yeah, we're going to go for prison architect anyway, because the other side of it is very, very good. Okay, let's head in. Let's head in and see what we can do. And we have the advantage here in almost every aspect. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Let's see if we can achieve victory. I think we will probably be able to do so. But bear in mind that this did cost me a lot of villainy points. And generally, I mean, it takes a long time to get these villainy points, in my opinion. I think it takes quite a while to get 30 villainy points, unless you go out and you specifically hunt for units to capture, because I think that capturing units is probably the best way to gain villainy points, all things considered, because if you think about the Forbury tasks, I personally don't think the Forbury tasks are that good at giving you villainy points in comparison. I mean, I think they're good initially, and I think they can be good if you can complete them very quickly, but efficiency, I think from that perspective, it's always going to be prisoners that are going to give you the most, should we say, bang for your buck. If you approve of that expression. So yeah, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. You know, generally I think the prisoners are going to be much better. Anyway, oh, look at that, we actually gained a level. Fantastic. And it seems like we're doing okay so far. I seem to be getting quite a few kills. And where are the enemies? Ah, there are the enemies. Okay. Yeah, strong legs, don't fail me. I literally took no damage. I took no damage from falling over there. That's pretty crazy. I mean, I guess that is to be expected. You know, strong legs and everything, but still. Okay. Oh, we were actually using a... oh, yeah, I forgot that we actually had a battering ram. Okay. I thought to myself, oh, no. We don't need a battering ram. But yeah, apparently they were using a battering ram. That was the reason why we were losing so many people initially, I think, because they were all attempting to move the battering ram towards the walls, and that was actually causing us more difficulties than actually helping us, in my opinion. You know, it would have been much easier for these guys to get onto the walls by just utilizing the siege ladders, in my opinion. So yeah, probably going to do that in the future. Especially in these kinds of situations, especially in Sturgian towns, I think it's a lot easier to use siege ladders. There we have it. Nice. Alright, and we're done. Fantastic. So we literally won the battle. So now here's the thing. I personally do not want to claim this town. Okay, wait a minute. You cannot... really? Really? I had no idea. Okay, this is new to me. Yeah. Okay, this is new to me because it says you cannot devastate a settlement that has your faction's culture or your character's culture. And indeed, we are a Sturgian, so obviously we are not able to do that. So I apparently will have to show mercy. I am forced to show mercy, which is unfortunate. I actually do not want to keep this. Not available in towns you own. Yeah, I do not want to keep this. So I am basically just gonna leave, I think. I am just gonna leave. There is no point in me doing this. I'm actually going to cancel all of these constructions because I want to I want to do that. And yeah, okay. So that at least we've kind of figured out exactly what's going on with that now. And we know now that capturing a town is not really going to work because the forbery options are going to be disabled as a result, which in my opinion is just unacceptable in a Bandit Lord playthrough. So hopefully we're going to get the first batch of money from Balgard, and then they'll be able to, yeah, there we go. They're already taking it back, which is fantastic. And at least we've tried out the whole... you know, the whole poisoning the well thing, so we now know that's what it does. And generally, I think that could actually work with reducing the security as well. That could reduce the security, but I'm not entirely sure how to reduce the loyalty. Maybe there's something else that I can do apart from poisoning the well that is actually going to give me the ability to reduce loyalty, potentially. So I'm going to look forward to that as well. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. Yeah, as you can see, they've already taken it back. I mean, I wasn't actually going to defend it or anything, but it was still interesting to try it out and see how it worked. Anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.